Welcome to Comic Station issue number 51 for December 18th, 2013. I'm Echo.
I'm Paul Nisi.
And I'm Fox. And I have Harley Quinn number 1. For this, basically, you know Harley Quinn, you know her gimmick. This is the chosen artist. She, in the beginning of this, goes right into action. She steals somebody's dog because they're mistreating the dog. She knocks out some bounty hunter, and from there she's moving into a new place. So she's moving in with a bunch of freak shows, which for her that was a good home. From there we have her. She needs to look for a job, so she looks to see if she can be a psychiatrist. And then she goes on her second job interview for a roller derby team, which obviously she would do really good at.
That makes a lot of sense.
She did, and they did choose her, and at the end she realizes there's a bounty on her head. So we're going to have some fun with her knocking out a bunch of bounty guys.
Alright, sounds like they did a more consistent storyline with this one.
It was nice to see the art style that they chose, and I also really like that they put her in Coney Island, and the freak show that she has taken over is actually the freak show that was going to close down up in Coney Island, so I really like that part about it.
The first one I have here is from Boombox, is Midas Flesh. Judging for the cover, you can obviously tell it's kind of aimed more towards the younger readers. I really like that one of their lines in here is a dinosaur with a jetpack. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, with a checkbox, and it made me want to check it.
Yes. So, really fun, interesting. It was cute. The art style, again, you would say adolescent.
Yeah, definitely adolescent art style, but I really like they brought in King Midas, and they kept pretty true to that Greek myth, which is
Dionysus. And
yeah. So that was really nice to see.
A little different, obviously. Some of the legend is anything he touched turned to gold. Well, in this case, they took it to the extreme of anything he touched and anything touching that turn. So you can tell. So it's interesting. It's a million days in the future since that second miracle, and the world is encased in gold. You get a sense that the humans that are living somehow, they never explain that, are trying to find out what happened and maybe how to use it because something is following them.
Yep, so it's just a bunch of bright young adventurers out to kind of get their first adventure. I think was a nice introduction to the series.
Very diverse characters, and again, the artwork is kind of adolescent, but it's cute, it's nice. I think it'll ring well with the younger readers.
Now for something not so adolescent.
No, this cover.
we all fought over who was going to get to read this. I think we all ended up reading it this week. Because the cover for IDW's Illegitimates looked like to me that this was going to be a fantastic episode of Archer. There are pregnant women with guns and, definitely some very 007 action style going on. Unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, what was happening inside was not exactly as the cover depicted.
A little misleading tease on the front. At least for this cover. Maybe some of the other covers aren't so bad, but this one really teased. I was really looking forward to seeing some women fighting while they were pregnant.
So, we're all a bunch of sickos.
It was terrible.
So what happens in this story is they go in to follow the successive generations of this secret agent who, in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, impregnated women all around the world.
Very James Bond.
Yep, and now they're, the next generation is being introduced. So nothing really too much happens except for we get introduced to all of the offspring and to all of the mothers, and we're just going to have to wait to see what happens next. Nonetheless, even though not much happened, it was quite action-packed. The art style's pretty decent.
That's all it kind of was, though. Was just action scene in this country with this woman, action scene in this country with this woman, and that's all it really was. And then at the end, you find out he ends up getting taken out of the picture, and so then they start calling in his prodigies because, of course, they're special too. So
that's that.
Nothing really came of the first issue.
No, but I expect at least the next cover to be as debaucherous as this one.
Yes.
Now something for the children. Teen Titans Go. I feel really weird following that up with this.
No, it's a perfect follow-up to that,
It
let's
is
face it.
the opposite. And always, there is no nudity. There's no pregnant ladies. For this, it's really cute. If you like Teen Titans, you're gonna love this.
Teen Titans Go.
Teen Titans Go.
I like the original Teen Titans.
Adorable. It's similar enough for the to the original art style that you're familiar with for the cartoon, and like it doesn't go too far away from it. Like there's some others that they're too chibi for me, but this is good enough.
Yeah,
And
I think this would translate pretty well, wouldn't it? Like, Teen Titans Go is kind of bite-sized little.
Bite-sized cute, and so they have a bunch of little short stories in there for this one. They have the Pizza Monster, and they go mini golfing. So it's very good, very cute. Do recommend it for any age, not just kids.
Awesome. And the last one is actually a follow-up to a previous one. This is Black Science number 2. Just wanted to follow up on this one, and yes, it is as good as the first one. I really like the art style. I really like, they get into a little bit more of what's actually happening. It's basically dimensional portals have been created, but their jumper is kind of broken, and so they're not being able to tell when or where they're going, and so there's a little bit more of a mystery. There might have been some sabotage, there might have just been something wrong with it. There's these kind of Native American alien kind of creatures, and they seem to be in most of these dimensions, or so far. So I think it was really cool. I really dig the art style, and it's fun. So it did keep up with the first one. If you read the first one, you should keep reading with it and stick with it.
Right. So next we're gonna introduce
Oh,
you to
this
a friend
beauty
of
here.
mine.
Oh, yes.
Atomic Wonder Woman. This is an Infinite Crisis figure.
The most badass Wonder Woman.
Yes, seriously,
So
this is awesome.
Badass. You know, people want to complain about like movie coming out. You can see like there's so many different versions of Wonder Woman. This is just, it's like Tank Girl meets Wonder Woman.
Oh, that's a great description. I like that.
It really has everything in it that you would expect from Tank Girl. Even the striped socks on the arms are a la Tank Girl. There's
The
she's
footballs.
got footballs,
Football bra and-
football bra, and she has ties.
Ties for skirt. Yeah, it's
Like
really
it's so
good
creative.
detail.
Yeah, it's great detail and very creative. And who doesn't want to see a chainsaw on a piece of rebar?
That is really nice.
Who doesn't want to see that?
Yes. Yeah, there's a lot of detail in this, just in the little buttons on the back of her bra. There are different ones, and the stripes, and all the different ties. So really well done on this. The holes on the belt even, for where it latches, and so it's signature Wonder Woman, but very punk, very Tank Girl. So like you said, perfect description for that. Really nice. Alright. I like the base to it is really nice too. They did a nice.
I agree.
It's simple, but I like the design on it too. So up next is our reviews.
And here, as always, are our reviews from Lido. First up is Abe Sapien number 8. And Lido says that it was a pleasant surprise found in the self-contained story. The simplicity of the monster-fighting action in this issue made it so worthwhile, despite the ham-fisted vampire subplot. He also says, quote, can't shake the sinking suspicion that it's a fluke or one-time only deal, which is a shame because I happen to really have a soft spot in my heart for the character Abe. So, come on Abe, you can do it.
We have Clown Fatale number 2. This is a follow-up to number 1, which is a complete turnaround from the eviscerating review of the first issue, with a group of questionably attired female clowns who stumble into the world of contract killing. This time around, characters are better defined and individualized. Their one complaint really was there's maybe a little too much crammed into this issue, whereas the last one didn't really define enough. The quote that Lido had I think is perfect is, I've never before seen a comic take such a positive increase in its second issue. That is a good sign.
Conan and the People of the Black Circle number 3. He says certain improvements from the previous 2 issues can only lift this series so far in Leto's eyes. So he liked it better, but he didn't really like it.
The Massive, number 18. Since the start of the long ship arc featuring the Capitol and crew running into some self-styled Vikings, the arc has lost some of its luster, with the character flaws being more infuriating rather than fascinating.
Conan the Barbarian, number 23. This one, from such a great review for issue number 22, kind of stumbles as the atmosphere lifts and loses what Leto really enjoyed from number 22. And the art itself, it kind of, while it's passable, it fails some of the more visceral moments. It fails to bring some of that character that Leto enjoyed so much. So, Conan the Barbarian, number 23, kind of sliding on the second issue of Brian Wood's introduction to it.
Ghost, number 1. This is a follow-up of Ghost number 0, which didn't really follow Ghost that much. This one followed Ghost much more. Let's see, what does he say? A mini-series sees the demon hunting and self-discovery continue in a seemingly realistic and well-grounded story. Despite getting answers in the previous series, they proved to be less helpful than Eliza would have hoped, and a source of frustration for her that establishes a compelling mystery. If you're not familiar with Ghost, she was popular before in mid-90s, so I do recommend it. He seems to have liked Ghost well enough. It would be a good read.
As always, thank you for watching Comic Station. This has been issue number 51 for December 18, 2013. Next week we will be having a Christmas issue as well as a special coming out, and there will be a New Year's. We understand you're probably with your family. Go enjoy that, but don't forget to check in, and we will be having an issue coming out. This next issue will actually be our issue number 52. That will have been a full year since Comic Station started. It's changed a lot. And I want to thank everyone that's been joining, everyone that's been through, Leto for writing almost every review, as well as being a co-host when he was here, and he should be back over the winter time. So, surprise! So, thank you all very much, and we will see you next week.
Bye!
As always, all our reviews can be found on frontdoorsgamer.com. These are only a sample of what Leto has done, so go online, see the full review, see everything, the evisceration, and his enjoyment, and keep checking us out, and she's being funny, isn't she?